Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. Hey, I've got some news before we get into it. We have a new sponsor for the trade period and draft period, Big Betting Australia. I've also got a brand new deal for you as well. So 15% off at the checkout, no minimum spend, free shipping. Just use the code Blue Abroad and you're set. So check out the website. Link is in the description below and go for your life. Now, in this video, I asked you the question on Instagram the other day. I asked for your wish list. And I did it for a reason, and all of your suggestions are going to pop up in this video. A lot of them were double ups and triple ups, and to be honest, some of you, about 9 of you said Dan Houston, and about 10 of you said Sam Taylor, which was interesting to see what you value. And in this video, I'm going to go and rank them using a tier maker list. And as always, I will put the link to the tier maker list in the description below. You can have a go at it. You can add players to it if you like. And we can just use this as a tool to just keep in touch with where deals are going. So the definitions are as follows. I've got likely to happen. So these are targets that seem highly likely to happen with strong rumors or clear mutual interest between the player and the club. We've got on the radar. So the definition is players that have been linked with the move, but there's still uncertainty, perhaps due to the competition from other clubs or their contract status. We've got wishful thinking. So these are speculative, long shot moves where there might be faint connections, but nothing concrete to suggest that anything is likely to happen. And then there's not a chance. I don't mind the questions that were asked in this category, but ultimately these are outlandish, far-fetched options that are fun to speculate on, but realistically, there's absolutely no chance that they're going to be happening in this off-season. So I will rank every single one of them that you suggested. And then at the end of the video, you can have a shot at it and maybe make some adjustments and see where your head's at and compare it to where my head's at. Start off with an easy one. Sam Taylor. I mean, this is wishful thinking, but there's just no chance. However, the idea of Sam Taylor and Jacob Wiedering in the same backline is tantalizing. God, that'd be good. Ben Mackay, not a chance. Not in this off-season. Maybe down the track, but definitely not in this off-season. Bailey Smith. You know what? I'm going to put it on the radar only because he is yet to nominate a club at this stage. And so you've got to ask the question at the bare minimum. He's requested a trade away from the Western Bulldogs, but he has not nominated a club of his choice. So I'm going to put it as on the radar. Bobby Hill, I think this is wishful thinking. He would be great. He's quick. He's a really good small forward, but I think this is wishful thinking at best. Jack Ginnivan, I'd say not a chance. Hawthorn through and through. I would also say Dylan Moore, although a Dylan Moore type would be elite. I would love someone like him at our club. Chad Warner, not a chance. He's got the speed. He's got all the elements that we want from a midfielder. But unfortunately, it's just not a chance at this stage. Luke Parker, though, you know what? I'm going to put it on the radar. Hasn't told anyone that he wants to leave, but I'm going to put this one on the radar. You've got to ask the question about where he's at and what he wants to do once the season's over. Tom Barrass, wishful thinking. Well, not a chance because he's nominated Hawthorn as his club of choice. So it was wishful thinking until he nominated Hawthorn. But here's another one that would be a nice addition with Jacob Wiedering in the same back line. Leek Alir. This one is clearly on the radar. Bit of talk around this young man and his prospects. We might need to do a video with him specifically. Jeremy McGovern, I think. Would he be on the radar or wishful thinking? I think he would be. I think this is it's right in between. You know, he's got a brother, they play together, family club, Carlton love it. I'm going to put it as wishful thinking at this stage. Harley Reid, not a chance. This is, I mean, listen, I love these suggestions, but not a single chance. Two of my favorites, and they actually came from Ari. So shout out to Ari Stamatakos. His wish list was Matt Owens and Matt Kennedy. And you know what? At this stage, they're likely to stay. It's likely to happen at this stage. They haven't been completely pushed out the door. Owens maybe more than Kennedy, it would seem, but I had a good giggle at that. Christian Petrarca. I'm not saying it's not a chance, therefore it's wishful thinking. It probably is still not a chance. He has also come out and made a video about what he's doing in preseason. There's just a lot going on there. There's just a lot of baggage. There's just heaps. There's heaps going on in that situation. But ultimately, it is wishful thinking. Not impossible, though. Not entirely impossible, in my view. Josh Rochelle, I think, would be... He's actually not a bad shout, you know. I'm going to put him on the radar. There would be a lot to work through with that, but I wouldn't have him in the category of wishful thinking. Plenty to work with. You know, bleeds blue, Carlton supporter growing up, and so I'm going to put him on the radar. Tyson Stengel. This is wishful thinking, I would say. Bailey Fritsch is also wishful thinking. Probably not a chance, but stranger things have happened. Sam De Koning. Okay, hear me out. They win a flag, the Cats. Sam De Koning, premiership player, you know, done all he needs to do it in football. We go to the Cats and we say, hey, here's pick 11 and a future pick, or here's pick 11 and a player, one of Kennedy, Owens, Lewis Young. Do they do the deal, or is he that untouchable? You know what? He's on the radar. He's on the radar. It would be such a plot twist because a lot of the conversation has been around bringing Tom to Geelong. What if we did it the other way around? God, it'd be good. Willie Rioli, you know what? Not the worst idea, but I think ultimately wishful thinking. Dan Houston, I mean, it's hard to say that it's likely to happen, to be honest. But he's not just on the radar. Where do you put the Dan Houston situation? If you go on the reports, it is likely to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But there's a lot more smoke around Dan Houston than what there is anyone else here. So I'm going to put him here. I don't agree. Is Dan Houston likely to happen? No. Okay, he's at the top of this list here then. I'm going to try and rank this list as best as I possibly can. Maybe not. It's too subjective. James Peatling, I would say, is He would be someone on the radar if you can have the conversation to get it done. I think you do. I like him as a player a lot. So I'm going to put him on the radar. You asked the question. You probably are wishfully thinking with James Peatling. Sam Darcy, absolutely not a chance, but can't knock. You have to ask the question. And then Jake Lever, not a chance, right? Not a chance or wishful thinking? It's not a chance. Okay, there you have it. There's my list. Ultimately, the players that are likely to come to the club are the players that are already at the club. Houston's an interesting one. I think as the days go on and as the news continues to add smoke to what seems like a fire, it seems like every day that we wake up, there's more and more speculation around Dan Houston coming to Carlton. I still believe that there is a move being made on under the surface that none of us are going to see coming. I hope there is, because that would just make it very entertaining. But that's how I saw all of your suggestions. Thanks for sending them in. We might do part 2 of this video in a couple of weeks and see where everything sits. But what do you think? What players would you put where in the list that I've provided? Like I said, check out the link in the description. You can do your own table and let's see where you find these players and let's see where you rank them.